Ladies and gentlemen, this is Reaction, and this is Why This Animal is a War Criminal by the channel Casual Geographics. What is that? Honey badger? Or Wolverine? I don't know. But yeah. War criminal, what? It eats family of the prey? I don't know how it makes it war criminal, but I guess we'll see. This is by the channel Casual Geographics. I love this channel, right? Because the way he doesn't make too much effort to make jokes, and that's why they are so much funny. He just spews a fact and makes puns based on that. It's just fucking hilarious. So let's watch this one. Remember, if you like my reaction, don't forget to like and subscribe so I know which type of videos to react to more, I guess, which type of channels to react to more. Comment down if you want me to react to any specific video. Even though I don't reply, I see all my comments. And yeah, check out the cards, check out the end cards, and yeah, let's watch it.
So you probably saw the title of this video and wondered, out of all the animals I've talked about on here, what could possibly be such a menace that it not only gets its own video, but a kinda but not really clickbait title? Unless, of course, I ruin the suspense by putting the animals.
Oh, wait a second. Yep, there we go.
In which case, this intro's pretty much pointless. Anyway, this is a video about an animal I personally believe not nearly enough people acknowledge, and just for the record, this is not a honey badger video. But it kinda is. So imagine we took honey badgers, right? Gave them swimming lessons, injected them with growth hormones, and just to see the world in flames, taught them how to operate as a fully functional gang. Basically, imagine roided up, breaststroking felony weasels with mob mentality and homicidal tendencies. But you don't have to imagine, because that animal actually exists. If you haven't guessed it by now, I just gave you the police description of the South American giant river otter, and I was not kidding about them being honey badgers on steroids. Because first of all, the largest ones can reach 6 feet in length. I'm only 6 feet when I'm lying. And on Tinder. But like all criminals...
6 feet! Whoa, that's big. So when it stood up like that, it would look like a 6 foot tall. Holy shit.
To really understand why this demon water weasel is the way it is, you have to look at its family. Otters belong to Team Mustelidae, a family reunion that includes some of the most disrespectful things on 4 legs. Go to a mustelid cookout and in attendance, you'll find an animal that once put a whole polar bear out of commission, one that reportedly attacks much larger animals by biting and robbing the family jewels, and this little guy. I don't know, man, he seems kinda cute. They murk animals 10 times their size by chasing them into exhaustion and taking them off the census with a devastating bite to the back of the skull. I want you to remember that fact, it's gonna be important later. I'm not gonna bore you with a whole biology lesson, but the mustelid family, you know, wolverines, otters, badgers, and stoats, are all part of the carnivore suborder called Caniforma. And Caniforma are basically just dog-like carnivores. Some members you might actually recognize. There's canids like domestic dogs, wolves, coyotes, and the fox. But some decided to take their talents to the water, resulting in the pinniped group, which includes seals, sea lions, and walruses. Since there are no drug tests in the wild, some started juicing. Which is why bears are the largest terrestrial predators on the planet and the most brolic members of the caniform suborder. But mustelids don't have the strength of bears or the intelligence of wolves and dogs, so they had to overcompensate by being nature's version of short person syndrome. Which is why honey badgers will G-check a pride of lions right in their own hood.
Whoa, you want something?
Same reason why wolverines will pick fights with animals in a much higher weight class and still somehow not feel like the underdog. Which finally brings us to this thing. There's several flavors of otters found all over the world, but they all share one very important thing in common. They can swim, they're very good at it, and best believe they make it everyone's problem. Otters have a streamlined body, most have webbed feet, and both river and sea otters can hold their breath underwater for about 8 minutes. Otters also have a protective layer of guard hairs to help keep the inner fur dry. That and the fact that they have some of the densest fur on the planet is why they can spend all that time underwater without getting clapped by hypothermia like we would. It's also the reason otters, especially sea otters who rely on their insulating fur to survive, will spend hours grooming.
Oh, look at that. Isn't that cute? This does not work well with this title. Why this animal is a war criminal? That is a war criminal. Come on. Look at how he's, massaging its face. Damn. But seriously, I still can't get past the fact that some of this can be as long as 6 feet. So when they stood up like that, like they do, they will look like 6 feet tall creatures. These things, really? Otters, I would never have thought that they would be that big. God damn. And seriously, they attack the family jewels. So basically, some people sit on the table like, a Vietnam war veteran, World War veteran, and then, I guess, I don't know, a forest guard or whatever, right? So Vietnam war veteran, you have no idea what I've seen in the Nam, and it basically tells the story. And then the forest guy says, you think that's fucked up? I've seen one of the otters just, bite family jewels out of a tiger, and that's some, gruesome shit right there.
And washing themselves. But if swimming was the only thing that made these overgrown river weasels special, this wouldn't be a video. Nah, giant river otters are 100% affiliated. Unlike basically the rest of its mustelid family, giant river otters are social and can roll up in gangs of up to 20. We're talking about 20 vicious furry gangbangers that each can be the length of a grown man. And out of all the otters, it's the ones found in the Amazon that are by far the most on site. Using their numbers and teamwork, these waterproof wolverines will jump anything that ends up in their territory without a permission slip, and yes, that includes humans.
What? You want something? Get out of here! Get out of here, you hippie!
It's not impossible to see reports of river otters assaulting people for the simple crime of existing in the same lake or river as them. One woman was kayaking down a river in western Florida when she saw a river otter that she thought was cute. After it lunged and mauled her face, it became a lot less cute.
It is.
She thought was cute. After it
Look at that face. Oh, isn't that cute? And then it made that face. Come here. I'm a cut up bitch.
lunged and mauled her face, it became a lot less cute. Serious otter attacks on humans might be rare, but it seems like at least once a year someone gets put on a headline after getting severely vibe tested by one. The most aggressive and homicidal of them all are the giant river otters of the Amazon, but granted, it's for a pretty good reason.
That thing
Giant
has a
river otter
knife,
have to share
I'm
an
telling
area
you.
code with top predators like the jaguar, the black caiman, and the anaconda. When your neighborhood looks like that, your only real option is war. Violence may not be the answer, but life is multiple.
Look at that jaguar. So basically talking about evolution, after centuries of this shit, otters thought, man, fuck this. We are done getting eaten by that. I'm gonna go crazy. You haven't seen crazy yet, and now we have that otters.
When your neighborhood looks like that, your only real option is war. Violence may not be the answer, but life is multiple choice. And they'll use gang violence to intimidate much larger animals that would probably one-shot them if they were alone. If a jaguar can catch a river otter on its own, it's a GG, but with the numbers advantage, Otter Mafia can effectively drive off even the most motivated jaguar. This is especially true in the water, where they basically have a home court advantage, because in the water, river otters are much quicker and more agile than the bulky big cat. Which is why
I can't process this. I just can't fucking How is this even possible? How is this little fucking things are scaring this? What is it, tiger or jaguar? How is that happening? This is one of the most ridiculous videos I've ever seen. Holy shit. I mean, that just proves it. Doesn't matter how strong and powerful you are. You can't go against crazy. Because that shit is just crazy.
Cat. Which is why an apex predator that literally claps caiman can end up getting humbled and straight up humiliated by a hood of otters.
Jaguar, I probably can kill all of them without ease, but at what cost? They're crazy, man.
Speaking of the caiman, probably nobody's more of a victim than his smaller cousin of the crocodile. Because not only will a gang of otters jump a caiman and attack it from all sides, they often won't hesitate to eat the caiman alive once it stops struggling. Remember how I said the stoat can take down prey 10 times its size by exhausting it and biting the back of its head? That is exactly how giant otters can make a caiman's entire existence a living prostate exam. As a cold-blooded reptile, caiman run out of energy quickly. It's the reason crocodiles and alligators are ambush hunters, since they don't have the speed or endurance to run their prey down. So by mauling the caiman from all angles, it doesn't take long for the reptile to stop working, just call it a reptile dysfunction. Once the caiman finally gives up, the otters will put it out of its misery with a finishing blow to the caiman's weak point, the back of its head. All of this while sounding like Rugrats if the show took place in hell.
Gang violence
Once the
in
caiman
play.
becomes past tense, the otters will use razor-sharp jaws to tear the reptile apart and eat it. They're cousins with wolverines for a reason. Now, if you feel bad for the caiman, giant otters will usually do this to defend their pups.
Otter sees wolverines in the distance like, how you doing, cuz? You in the hood?
The caiman will snatch up any unaccompanied minors if they get the chance. But of course, being black Air Forces with fur, sometimes they'll harass the caiman just for wandering into the wrong side of the river wearing the wrong colors. The giant river otter is a lot of things, but they're not prejudiced, which is why the caiman isn't the only body that these psycho weasels will take. You know those snakes that we call anacondas? Giant otters will turn the small ones into a leather handbag. You know those fish that are kind of famous for being able to undress a whole ass cow down to the bone in minutes? Yeah, about that, these prison ferrets turn piranha into fish fillet. Turtles, you'd think they'd be safe, right? You'd think having a shell would protect them from the audacity of this satanic hellspawn. Of course not. Nobody gets a pass. I know this isn't technically a giant river otter, but god damn. And of course, you can take an otter out the hood, but you can't erase the thoughts of homicide coursing through its little otter veins. Really cute fun fact, once at the Bronx Zoo, a monkey messed around and ended up in the living room of a family of Asian small-clawed otters. The otters proceeded to surround the panicking monkey and drown it, all while both the other monkeys and the people at the zoo watched in both shock and horror. Ain't that some shit? At a zoo in the UK, a gang of otters attacked, deleted, and
I'm not gonna lie, that clip made me a bit, that's fucked up, man. Especially those monkeys like, oh my god, I have to save them, can't save that thing. I didn't know otters were this fucked up and this hardcore, man. They are psychotic, seriously. I mean, crocodiles, alligators, jaguars, fuck it. None of them are safe. How is this possible? Otters are that powerful?
Tamarin that fell into their pond. Golden lion tamarins are endangered. When you're talking about a group of animals that are related to a sociopath that literally went viral for giving less than Miralax, there are no exceptions. Otters believe in equality, meaning anyone can equally get the smoke. For those cute little comments that think I'm being overly dramatic about how morally bankrupt otters in general are, I'm not going to explain this picture, I'm just going to let the comments do it for me. And I think it goes without saying, but if they can step to literal murder with whiskers, or a slightly nerfed crocodile, they have no problem attempting to send a human back to their family in a box. And honestly, just the crime of being alive and breathing in air.
Yeah, are otters found in America, United States? Because, they will go extinct pretty fast. An otter charges a human and he just pulls out the 30 and bam, that's it. This is America, Jack.
Territory is all you need to trigger a furry temper tantrum.
I should run back.
There it comes. Come
There's
here.
a reason I keep referring to them as a gang. They're basically the Crip Weasels of the Amazon. They have no rules, no church, no morals, and absolutely no fucks to give. Those are the eyes of an animal that is not afraid to go back to hell. You ought to be careful if you are. I'm so sorry. For those of you that want to disregard this entire video because you think they're cute, that's cool. Seriously.
Now that isn't cute. That shit, look at that eyes and that mouth. That's not cute.
Seriously, I completely understand. They said the same thing about Ted Bundy. Just like this came in this video has come to an end. I write, record, and edit these videos all by myself. I'm not complaining. I could be doing way worse with my time. But if you'd like to support this content and my channel, my Patreon's going to be in the description.
Oh, this is, I think, one of the best, if not the best video I've seen from this channel because I learned a lot of things and it was one of the most hilarious things I ever watched. Gangs. Otter gangs. They probably a shank in the, in their body somewhere, a knife or something. Come here, cuz. My god, I love this. Alright, well, that was why this animal is a war criminal. I started this video saying, how can this be a war criminal? Yeah, it's a war criminal. It's a war criminal any day of the week. Well, I won't hear the word otter the same way that I used to before. Otter, yeah, it's some harmless, some weasel type looking creature. Who cares? No, it's fucking dangerous. Jaguars run away. Crocodiles run away. Right, if you like my reaction to Fortnite, subscribe, check out the reaction, take this link in the description. And yeah, comment down if you want to react to any video, and I'll see you next time.